We're on.
What are you really gambling with?
What a week it's been at Flemington. Champion Stakes Days now finally upon us, Lammy.
It is, yep, and you told us earlier that you've been seeing him like Don Bradman, so hopefully that continues. We're both really keen on one in one of the Group 1s at Flemington on Saturday.
And Brownie might be seeing him like Don Bradman, but can he survive in not the quiz this week, but a little game of Guess the Article?
Come out now, hold all tickets. Welcome to another big episode of Hold All Tickets brought to you by Tab. Watch every race live this Spring Carnival across the 4 main channels with the fastest live vision on Sky 1, Sky 2. Derby was massive. We'll touch on that in a second. But Melbourne Cup, it had massive expectations. And Jamie Mallam, what a ride.
Sure was. It was a better ride than I went on the punt. I had an absolute strip out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it certainly delivered, didn't it? And it was the perfect storyline for Jamie Mallam, first female jockey to win the double the Caulfield Cup and the Melbourne Cup, the 12th to do so. But how good was that ride? And in recent memory, where does that rank in terms of Melbourne Cup winning rides?
I think Michelle Payne's happy to hand the baton over. 10 years it's been. Her ride was magnificent.
Yep.
I think Frankie Dettori on Max Dynamite helped her out a fair bit that day.
I thought you were going to nominate that as one of the better rides.
He knocked over half the field. I really like James McDonald's ride on Very Elegant a few years ago from barrier 18. He had to sort of find a spot and ride her a little bit differently, but it was a 10 out of 10, wasn't it, from James?
The overhead shot makes for great viewing. Like she took 2 needle-eye openings in the straight. I'd have it right up there, but I think Bossy on Mackay for the third. The amount of pressure that he would have been under that day. I was going through it. Interesting little tidbit here, Brown Dog. Mackay Diva and Half Yours were both 14th at the 800 and 5th at the 400. Exact same position in the run.
There you go.
There you go. So I've got those two would be right up there. And obviously Dolan's ride on Knight's Choice was a cracker, but I think you're under less pressure when you're riding something at 100 to 1. You're probably inclined to take more risks. But yeah. You couldn't say that Mallam's isn't in the top echelon. That's
no,
for sure.
It has to be a couple of those gaps. So courageous. And you got to remember, same course only 2 years ago, she had that terrible fall and was in an induced coma and copped some criticism for not taking a gap at Caulfield. Not long after she returned as well. So brilliant ride, great victory, and one we'll talk about for a long time. Prasad's Nocturne still running.
So is Valiant King.
Let's jump into a massive card on Saturday because there's still plenty of great racing to come. We'll start with the Champion Sprint, which, gee whiz, this looks like a nice race, 1,200 metres down the Flemington Straight. Tab market is $2.80 for 10 Tyrus. Jolly Star, $3.20, coming off a nice 5th in the Everest. Giga Kick returned to form nicely at Caulfield, $5, $8.50 Tropicus. You'd think they're going to be the main chances.
You'd think so. Under the weight for age conditions of the race, it's hard to make a case for too many of the roughies that are poorly weighted. The weather is a bit of a curveball. I checked Bomb this morning, 3 to 25 mil.
Right.
It's like having $1 each way on every horse in the field. That's quite a gap. So if we get 3 mils, it'll obviously be a good 4. But if we get 25, it'll be rain affected. But you can't go past 10 Tyrus.
New sheriff in town, isn't there?
Off
10
that
Tyrus.
Cornwall run, that was unbelievable. Like badly held up. I was sort of, get the gap. And then as soon as it got a whiff of a little bit of open air, it just absolutely put the race to bed in a matter of strides. That was an incredible win. Time was red hot. I'm not too concerned about taking on the older horses because he's a beast of a colt. He's only 4th up, so I think there's still a bit left in the tank. So I think 10 Tyrus is clearly the horse to beat and looks one of the better bets on the card as long as the track's not bottomless. Jolly Star, you've got to respect her. She was pretty dominant winning the Newmarket over this route. Didn't think her Everest run was amazing. Like she was entitled to go past Jimmy Star and couldn't do that. But obviously Jimmy came out last week and belted them. So the form's handy out of the Everest as it always is. And Giga Kick for 3rd. And I think those 3 are clearly the ones to beat. But 10 Tyrus for me, absolutely.
I agree.
How big does weight play into this? Because obviously 10 Tyrus is 53.5. Pretty much the rest of the field are at 58, 56.
Yeah, well that
despite being a little bit older.
Yeah, I mean he's weight for age. He's well placed. Giga Kick and Jolly Star are clearly the 2 best credentialed horses in terms of their handicap ratings. But down in the weights, big beast of a colt. I think he's going to put these away.
He was my best on Saturday, and 460 or 430 around that mark we got. End up jumping. They smashed 10 Tyrus late. Jumped about $2.50 50 cents, didn't it? So I think he will stamp himself as the best sprinter in the country after Saturday. So very, very exciting colt. The second of the three Group 1s is the Champions Mile, and this is an absolute beauty as well, over the 1600. Tab market, $4 Mr. Brightside, holding favouritism just from Pride of Jenny. What a performance that was, $4.20. Chow Wolf, $5.50. Treasure the Moment, $6.50. Steffi Magnetica, $9.50, double figure odds for the rest of the field. But a lot of these horses coming into this in ripping form.
Yep. But Pride of Jenny will miss a place based on her recent pattern, Brownie. Unplaced, win, unplaced, win, unplaced, win, unplaced, win, unplaced this week. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, you did say that.
I did, yeah. So she's following a proven formula, but it's very hard betting in races with Pride of Jenny because she does bring good horses.
Well, only if you take her on. It's easy to...
I feel like every time I take her on, she wins. And every time I back her, she ends up in the unplaced column.
Yeah.
But I think the bet in the race might be Steffi Magnetica to place. I think she maps quite well. Barrier 1, she'll probably be 3 pairs back on the fence. Her record over the mile is outstanding. She was beaten a length in the Cantala here over this trip. Won the Doncaster and second to Fangirl in the Queen of the Turf. That's 3 runs in a mile, all at the top level. So I think we're getting somewhere between $2.50, $3 to place for Steffi. So that's the bet for me.
Yep.
Treasure the Moment. I think she can maybe turn the tables on Pride of Jenny from the Fian, just because that Cox Plate run should really bring her on. She'll be rock hard fit.
Cox Plate 2040 back to the mile. Does that?
I think it's not a bad move for Treasure the Moment. I don't know if she's a better miler or 2,000 at this stage, but I'm not too concerned about the drop back in trip. I'm a really big fan of Like a Lucy, but I don't like her staying at 1,600. If she had gone to the Matriarch, she would have been one of the bets of the carnival, but here she is in a pretty hot mile race. But Steffi Magnetica, the place, is my play in the race.
I don't mind Treasure the Moment each way. Obviously loves a G1, won 4 of 6, loves Flemington, so why not have a little double on both there?
Yeah, Chow Wolf for me. I think Joseph Pride has got this horse back to its best, and we saw that last start. And $5.50, it's about the right price. I'm happy to have something small on it, but it goes to show we've all found different horses here.
And if it's a really
race.
wet track as well, Mr. Brightside
comes into it. Do you find every time Pride of Jenny wins, we're more discussing about the jockeys and what they didn't do rather than how good a performance it was by Decky Bates and the horse?
Yeah, I think in recent times, definitely. Yeah.
We'll find out again because surely they can't allow...
You say that every time as well. Surely they don't allow.
Champion Stakes, 2,000 metres, cracking race this one. We weren't sure after the Cox Plate whether we would see Thea Sistina again. Came through that race in fantastic order and she's back. $1.70 on the tab market and rightfully so. Then... next line of betting's Tom Kitten at $9, Light Infantryman $9.50, $12 for Pier, Zambardo $14, but this is the shortest price favourite of the day at Flemington.
I think she'll probably start about $1.40 on the World Pool as well. She appears to have panels on there.
Yeah.
She's not at her very best at the moment, but this is a pretty moderate Champion Stakes. Like it's got a long tail to it. I was trying to find a bet in the race that's not Via Sistina the win, and I think maybe Benegil the place or in exotics with the favourite. She looks like a horse who's probably got a little bit more upside than a lot of these. We don't know her ceiling just yet. I thought her second up run was quite good, and go back through her form, 2,000 metres, was second to Treasure the Moment in the Vinery over this trip last prep. She's one that, might just have a little bit more scope for improvement than a few of these horses that we've seen that are probably coming down the other side of the mountain.
Yep.
So Benegil the place, but Via should be beating these comfortably.
I agree. And like you, I'm going to have Via Sistina to win. And if you're going to play a same race multi, attrition's form has been outstanding.
Yeah.
Cox Plate was good. Form around Lindemann before that. I really liked this horse. I think at $14, $15.
Yeah,
He'll run a drum.
He can't beat Via off that Cox Plate run, but he can definitely run top 4. You know what you're going to get from him.
Absolutely. Yep. So, no, I think it's pretty clear that all of us like Via Sistina.
We're on for spring racing. Watch every race live with 4 live channels, plus the fastest vision on Sky 1 and 2. Trials, replays and previews, all on Sky Plus on the Tab app. Tab. We're on.
What are you really gambling with?
So that's the look at the the Flemington card, early days, and then we'll jump into the self-trumpeters because you would. Well, I get the feeling you're trying to nominate me for some of my off-camera remarks again. I'll make sure I didn't say it.
You're lucky the votes were already in the briefcase locked up this week because you did mention in the work chat this morning, I'm seeing them like Don Bradman.
But
you
I'm seeing him like
though.
Don Bradman when he was 90 years of age. So his eyesight wasn't quite as good as his playing days.
You are seeing them well. I won't give you a vote. I will give Trav Noonan a vote though. So because we've got Derby Day and Cup Day since our last show. I'm going with the 1-1-2-2-3-3.
Okay.
So one vote, Trav Noonan. It's a self-deprecating trumpet. He's sort of given himself a clip, but he's also had a little toot on his bugle. So he jumped off half yours for the Melbourne Cup and tweeted, "Could be worse. You could be the bloke who spooked him all spring and told everyone that he was a great bet in the Caulfield Cup at $26. And then jump off on Melbourne Cup Day and have nothing on." So he's reminding everyone that he tipped it at $26 for the Caulfield Cup. So he gets a vote.
Worthy vote.
Yep. Wayne Pasterfield gets one vote as well. He posted in the lead up to Derby Day, "Geez, I have Mark Zara winning 4 races tomorrow. Give him strength." And then he quote tweeted that. Genius, this bloke, talking about himself. So he gets 1 vote for that. 2 votes. Our man, Manny Galagotis. He's on a generational trumpeting run. That's 3 weeks in a row. Matty Rowell areas. I don't know if he could be fishing for votes, and I've taken the bait, but he polled again. So started on Saturday when Panova won the Carbine. Manny posted, "Welcome to the Carbine Club, Panova. It's a great club." He presented Lavendi back in 2017 to win the Carbine. Then he got on the trumpet on Cup Day after half yours won. So he congratulated the McAvoys and everyone associated. Then followed up with this. "We won many races Cup week, including Championship Sprint that will be run on Saturday, but the Melbourne Cup would be something else." So he's just getting himself out there, making it about him a little bit. Yeah. So 2 votes for Manny. 2 votes also for Racing Previews. They posted a bunch of screenshots of punters thanking them for their tips, so sort of testimonial. Yeah. With the caption, "This is why we do it."
Right. Pats on the back.
So some of them were, this was one of them, "Cheers for yesterday, legend. You've literally paid for the family overseas holiday." Another one was, "Thanks for today, bruz. Pulled out a total of 4K and I'm only a $10 to $15 unit punter." So a few testimonials there. Probably lucky to get 2 votes, but the 3 voters are pretty strong this week. At 3 votes, Wayne Ormond. Saw this one last night. The tributes, they've flooded in for Jamie Mellon since her Cup win, understandably. And Wayne delivered a trumpet that was certainly more about him than her. Incredible self-insertion from the Wiz. So Nick Quinn, he posted someone else giving a tribute to Jamie Carr and said, "This is a sensational tribute from the team that helped her start the journey." Wayne quote tweeted that with, "She, Jamie Mellon, had her debut at Clare on a Saturday non-tab meeting. I was the one who smacked Arthurian legend from 25s to 7-4 and it won by 5 lengths. 2 aggro bookies taken to the cleaners." It has nothing to do with Jamie Mellon. So 3 votes.
That's like Brownie bringing up regional tracks in the show midweek into the Blackbook.
And 3 votes, Matt Leopard. This was from Sunday. "Couldn't find my wallet this morning. Eventually realised must have left it in the Uber home from Flemington last night. About to ring Uber. Just thought I'd check mailbox in case he's put it in there. And there it was, minus the 70 I had in there, but $3,000 tab voucher still there." So he copped a bit of flack and his follow-up was, "How do you know the voucher wasn't bigger than 3K to begin with?" That was his response. So I probably could have given him an extra vote for that. But
that's good.
He gets 3 votes and I didn't have the leaderboard in front of me, but I'm pretty sure Manny's now on 7.
Yeah, he's leading him up.
And second might be Racing Previews, but I'll have to check that. Hopefully Brody will get that up on the screen for us. But I know that Manny is leading the charge, bowling along in front, Pride of Jenny style.
Good honesty from the Uber driver too. It would have been really funny though if he'd already gone cashed in the winning ticket and then put it back into the wallet.
Yeah, stitch up that would have been.
Very good self-trumpeters there, and as the season has been building, you're getting plenty of nominations. Let's go back to Flemington because we've gone through the 3 Group 1s, but there's a nice little Matriarch Stakes in race 4, Group 2 over the 2,000 metres. She's a Hustlers 260 coming off a really good start to this prep with back-to-back wins. See What I See, the Danny O'Brien runners, $5. Alicante, $6.50. Jenny Lala, $7. Real Class, $12. Double figure odds for the rest of the field. Where did you land here in this Matriarch Stakes?
I think the big grey, See What I See, can turn the tables on the fave She's a Hustler. There was 1.3 lengths between them over this trip at the Valley last start. Hustler goes up 3 kilos. See What I See drops from 58 to 55. That's
a swing of what?
6 kilo weight swing.
There we go.
One previous run over the Flemington 2000 for a dominant win in fast time. So I think See What I See and those the favourite should be much closer together.
Yep, I agree because of that exact reason. Wasn't beaten far, and those two you'd think will fight the race out. But yeah, you give See What I See 6 kilos over 2,000 metres.
Significant weight. And I think I want to see one more run from Alicante because first up run wasn't flash, but we know how good she can be. 3 wins on the bounce in the lead up to that Sydney Cup flop. So she could run well without surprising, but I'm pretty keen on the grey.
Beautiful. We're not just focusing on Flemington because there's still great racing up in Sydney, and we've got the 5 Diamonds, which is race number 8 over the 1,800 metres up there, and the Informed Transatlantic 270 thanks to Tab. 480 Rise at Dawn, Bullet Point $6, Militarised the Waller Runner $8. Vier, $9.50, Firestorm, $13. This is an interesting race. Transatlantic deserves favouritism, but where did you look for a bit of value here?
I did look for a bit of value because I think I can see why Transatlantic is favourite, but there's certainly question marks. First time beyond a mile, has to carry 59 and storm barrier 14. So I'm not super keen to take sub $3 as much as the Evaporate form is easy to like. So I went with our Blackbooker, Shit Easy. Thought had every chance to place last start, but didn't quite finish off. Beaten 2.7 by Transatlantic, but fourth up might be looking for this distance now. Best performance of its career came over 1,600, so the extra trip looks suitable. Very small 1x3 play at $35 or thereabouts. Wary of the Haggis runner Bullet Point. Wasn't great last start though, and I didn't love the trial in Sydney. I wasn't overly impressed with that. So you got to respect the Haggis runners when they come to Sydney. But yeah, I just thought this is a race where you could maybe back a couple of roughies and Shit Easy for me.
Okay.
I'd be going for Militarised as a little bit more of a roughie with Shamarera on board. Impressive over this trip last start and goes down 3 kilos in weight as well. So I think that could play handy if you don't want Transatlantic.
Yeah, I agree. Trying to look for some value. Militarised was one that I thought might run well beaten last start, but was a good second. Weather up there, it's meant to be good conditions, isn't it? Good deck.
It should be a drying deck. Yeah,
I think it's going to be very warm.
Is it?
On Saturday, yeah.
I know Militarised probably performs better with a bit of sting out of the ground, but I'd be happy to see Transatlantic go under, to be honest with you. Black Booker time, because there's been a lot happening in the Black Book. On Thursday when we did this show, we spoke about our man, Hey Joe.
And you wanted to kick him out of the Black Book.
I did.
I said give him one more chance.
You had faith. And for those of you that followed, it lobbed at 25 to 1 in Warrnambool on Thursday, which was a great result for everyone involved. I was disappointed. I probably didn't.
At least you still had something on it, to be fair.
I know, but they're the ones that really build a bank, aren't they? So who do we add? Who do we subtract?
Yeah, well, we also had Deal Done Fast in the Derby sneaking third, which was a great result for the Black Book. So we're adding, we'll start with the omissions. We're getting rid of Athanatos.
Yeah, had to go.
Don't think leading was the best play the other day, but he was still disappointing, so he has to go. Pondalawi also raced right up on the speed on Cup Day, but was disappointing. She needs to go as well. So we're dropping those two. I'm adding a horse with a very unusual name, Van Gogh Bank Check. I don't know what the story is there behind the name, but pretty good on Cup Day. It was going from a Chuka maiden win on debut to a pretty hot race down the straight. It was awkward into stride. Bit keen in the run, but went to the line with Street Artist, who I have a pretty high opinion of. So I think Van Gogh will be winning again pretty soon. The other one, Belle de Tal from Randwick on Saturday. Race 1, it was first up after contesting the Queensland Derby as a filly. So 1,500, was back to last with 56. Rodagilla dominated from the front, but Beldatel was clearly the best of the swoopers, took some nice ground off late. So one to back over a mile or further, second or third up for me. So they're the two that I wanted to add, Brownie.
Maybe Van Gogh bank check. Have you seen the horse that's missing part of its earlobes? Have you seen that?
No.
No, he's taking the absolute Rick.
That wouldn't be a bad one, though.
That would make sense. What would you name your horse if you?
Oh, good question. On the spot, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to come up with one.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be some deliberation. Yeah,
gotta be something humorous, though.
just name or hold all tickets. Just
Hold all tickets.
Get the plug in there.
Hat.
I like it.
I'm adding Pinot Nero.
Back.
You happy with that? Have you?
You know, it was beaten in a benchmark 58 at Dubbo last start.
Perfect. We'll get
You
a
like
better
that,
price.
right?
Yeah.
Good value.
And then on Tuesday, Brave Miss, I thought was fantastic. Jamie Mellon got the horse into an unbelievable spot, and then there was a little mid-race move, which flushed a few out, and all of a sudden she went from a good spot to being held up. So we're going to add that in. It's still around fourth, like it wasn't disgraceful, but if we can add Brave Miss, that'd be magnificent. You can sign up for all your own Blackbookers for free with Punters Lite account. Head to punters.com.au to sign up today. Best bets time?
Don't we want Marcus's quiz?
Yeah,
Quiz this week?
No, I'm hoping there's no quiz.
It's something a little bit different.
Okay.
We're going for
All
something
right,
a little
okay,
bit
good.
different here.
The quiz is gone.
So I'm going to give you 3 racing-related articles.
Yep.
All with crazy and weird and wacky headlines. And you can ask questions about the stories to try and figure it out. So 2 are going to be fake and 1 is going to be true. I want you two to decide which one you think is the true story.
It's like racing's version of Balderdash. Did you ever play that game?
Yeah. I play that.
I like it.
Might be a bit before my time, that one. But we'll get started. The first article. French president bets on winner and the winning horse turns out to be his own. Second article title. Former NFL star beats a real racehorse in a one-off spectacle at River Downs. And the third one, horse swallows microphone mid-race, broadcast captures its thoughts.
Why did it have a microphone?
You tell me. 2002.
This is the one that's we're guessing what's true.
Which one is true out of those 3?
Well, it's clearly not that one
Can't be
about
the
the horse.
microphone
Nah.
one. I reckon the second one.
The NFL star
NFL
beating a real
star.
racehorse in a
Yeah.
one-off.
Yeah.
I reckon the Prime Minister of what country is it? Italy?
It was the French president in placing a long shot
Yeah,
on
I
a
reckon
horse
it's
named
that.
Liberté Royale. It was won by a neck at 150
Yep.
to 1, which caused a little bit of controversy.
I can see with all the world affairs going on in his brain, he wanted to have a punt, but he just forgot that it was his.
I'll stick with the second one. Brownie's probably right.
Okay. Well, the horse swallowing the microphone is a fake story.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
And the French president is also the fake story. So the NFL
can't even
star,
win this one.
the quiz can't save you, Brownie. You're just always
what
wrong.
is going on? Do you guys collude in the office before I get in here?
That's your doing.
I'm on a terrible losing run, aren't I?
You need
Yeah,
the questions to be centered around his football career.
Oh, no.
Even then, I don't know.
All right, now for the most important part of the show, best bets time, because Lamby, you've been on fire.
Yeah.
I've been going all right. Not as hot as you were last week. I think you got the multi up and the best bet, so I didn't quite match you there. But I'm going with the parlay 2-3 again this week. So 3 horses, the doubles and the treble for those 3. So Vestas in race 3 to win. Tipped her at big odds last start, and unfortunately, Trumpeters was scratched at the gate, so all the speed came out of the race. She got back, was never a chance. Jigsaw just dominated from the front. So for giving that run, so Vestas as the first leg, Tentaris as the second leg. We're both super keen there. And Ballastia in the last race. So the Get Out Stakes, final race of the Flemington Carnival. Had a jump out recently where it went like an absolute rocket at Flemington, put a gap on Beedman and Bavock. So I wasn't exactly racing slugs that morning. So Ballastia for me in the last. I think we're getting a decent price too, around $7. So that'd be a lovely way to bring down the curtain on the carnival.
Very good. Yeah, I'm in agreement. My best of the day is Tentaris again, just like it was last Saturday, throwing in Via Sistina, who I think has got panels on this lot. So Nice straight bat, as you said, but those two together, I think you're getting about 420, 430, which is
Still a very good
pretty
price.
reasonable price for two
You'd want
stars.
to take the fixed odds as well because they'll both be pretty short on the tote.
Yep, agreed. Good advice.
And the Omen bet time. Well, we've just got one Omen bet this week for you. I'm going to go Ascot Race 10, number 6. It's called the Horseman, and it's got me thinking, what's the most famous horseman I know? And I thought of Woody from Toy Story, obviously. So if you're not familiar with him, there's a picture up on the screen now, and there is Woody from Toy Story, and featuring a little bit of Brownie as worst dressed on Melbourne Cup Day in the
Do you want to
cowboy
give a
hat.
little bit of context around?
Go on, well, you can tell us about your fit on Melbourne Cup Day, Brownie.
I got the 3 votes for worst on ground. I'd never got 3 votes before in my playing days. And it wasn't something that I wanted. But I never put too much thought into my fashion, obviously, because I'm a bit of a fashion victim. And as I was walking out of the house, I just grabbed the cowboy hat, thought that'd be
As you
nice.
do, just grab the cowboy hat off there.
Yeah. And because
On
I
the
was going there
rotation.
for work and not pleasure, I like to feel comfortable. I tip better if I'm comfortable.
I did like the Good Day to Gamble t-shirt, though.
Yeah,
that was,
did you like
that was
that?
clean. That was a good quote.
So I got stopped going into the bird cage by Jackie Epstein. And she said, can I take a photo of you? And I said, yeah, sure. Like, I'd seen all the
Not
models.
knowing you get the
I'd seen
3
all the
votes.
models get their shots and everything. So I posed for a photo, only for her to say right at the end, that's for worst dress vote. So
Who got the 2 and the 1? Can you remember that?
I can't remember, but it was quite embarrassing because I got the worst votes a few years ago when the VRC opened it up to wear shorts.
Yeah, I remember this.
And
Yeah, I
I
remember.
took that quite literally and I wore shorts and apparently no one wore shorts.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's a
bold,
no-go.
That was a
That
bold
was a bold
play.
play.
So anyway, yeah.
Credit,
there you
you're
go.
brave.
There you go. Well, that's another massive episode of Hold All Tickets. Thanks for joining us. Follow the Hold All Tickets page on Bets Friends to copy all our tips from the weekend and plenty more. See you next week. Good luck, punters.
Tab. We're on.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.